Hi everyone, this is Jess with City Slicker Foods, and I was just going to do a little inventory of my seed box, and so I thought I'd do it on camera so that you could see kind of what I've got going on here. I have a lot of different seeds that are just random little packets, little tidbits here and there. From last season, from a couple of seasons ago also. Got some bulk seed. You know, you just kind of come across different things when you're, you know, talking with people. Got some leftover seeds from the farm that didn't really work out. We got some green butter lettuce, some bright light Swiss chard, you know, some really good Johnny's pelleted seeds. So that's the stuff that we buy for using inside the hydroponic farm, but for whatever reason these varieties aren't working in our farm very well, and so we're gonna try to use them outside. So those are actually my work seeds, and then I've got a bunch of different seeds here. Let's see what we can look at. Some arugula, the bulk arugula. That stuff was really tasty last year. Kind of spicy, but not too hot, and had a nice nutty flavor. So I'm excited to grow some more of that. Here's some other random seeds. Let's go through them and see what we've got. Some broccoli rabe, sugar baby watermelon. These are from Seeds Trust. They're really great, local. They teach seed saving, and it's pretty cool. Some lemon cucumber, some pickling cucumbers, got some beans, some runner beans. I think those are from Baker Creek. So love to get seeds from Baker Creek. None of this is advertising. I just like to share where I get my seeds from. These were donated. I think I got these from Denver Urban Gardens. There we go. Lake Valley seed. They've got some good seed as well. Good heirloom varieties. And then Botanical Interest is here in Colorado, and I love their stuff too. Really love, you can open up these packets and there's more information on the inside, which is kind of cool. So you can learn a little bit more about the seed that you've got, especially if you haven't grown it before. Okay, we got some borage, looks like, yeah. Oh, plus cilantro. Looks like I added some cilantro seeds in there last year, so always label your packets. Got some Jamaican red peppers. Those are, I love to pickle those. Those are really good. Pickling catnip, of course. Billy loves the catnip. She loves fresh catnip, and I actually didn't grow any last year because I still had so much from the year before, and I just had like a crazy bumper crop. Got some jalapeno seeds that I got from my buddy Tin Can Gardener last year, and used all but just a little bit of them, so I'm going to try to grow those out and get you some seeds back from those. So thank you, Tin Can. Some red acre cabbage, fennel, some more pole beans. Ooh, got some hot peppers. I'll leave that up to the other gardeners. I don't eat hot peppers. They're good for trading. Some more cucumbers. I got a lot of cucumbers. Some beans. Get some good pinto beans, I think will be very delicious. Some summer savory. This packet looks like it's been through something, so we'll see. Packed for 2019, so we'll see. We'll see. These guys, yeah, out of Boulder, Lake Valley. Some different kinds of pollinator. These are really good because they attract these little bees that we've got out here. To get some pollinator bees going. Some lovage. Got a really cool Martian jewel. Now I don't have room in my garden for this. My 4x8 plot doesn't really do too well with corn. I might plant a couple stalks of this to grow some beans up. We'll talk about the Three Sisters combination in another video, but yeah, I like to, if I do grow corn, I like to grow kind of different varieties because I don't have a lot of room for it, and so I'm only really doing it for to get the trellis effect. Got some really pretty flowers, more flowers. These, the Buena Mulata peppers from Baker Creek. Oh man, so last year I grew these and I hadn't realized, I got them because I really like purple foods. I hadn't realized that they were going to grow on a spectrum. I'll try to pop a picture in here, but they start out as little dark purple peppers, and then as they grow, they progress through this whole spectrum of color, and then they end up being this like real dark orange and red. Super cool. So I'll toss a picture up there, and then hopefully those will grow again this year. Some more runner beans. Now, I've never grown huckleberries, but I have these seeds, and I'd like to germinate some this year. So if you're in the Denver area and you have space to grow, hit me up because I'll have some seedlings hopefully by the time they're ready to plant. Tabasco peppers. I'm gonna try to make my own fermented Tabasco sauce this year, so we'll see how that goes. Always have some big plans. This packet should be in my other box with the ones that I saved, but these are kabocha seeds from the Humboldt garden. That's a community garden that we manage here, so I saved those from this year. That should go into my other box over there. Nasturtiums. I love nasturtium. They're the very first edible flower that I ever learned about when I was a kid, and my mom really likes them too, and so I think they're really fun to grow. They're really fun to eat. These folks at Seed Savers Exchange are a top-notch company, so I do really also recommend getting in touch with them. They're great. And then some big radishes. Those were they took a little longer to grow, but they were really fun, very tasty. So that's what we've got in that box there. Let's take a look in the ones that, well, I've got some more over here too. Let's see. What we got here? Oh, some parsley, some pelleted parsley seeds, and we grew those in the farm as well. Again, they did okay, but not the best for what we were looking for, so those will be work seeds as well. Let's see. Ooh, we got a whole bag of different seeds. It's going to look kind of the same. I think those are all the same places, the same seed companies, so we won't go through all of them, but those are most of my this is my dreamy farm dream. I want to have a squash farm someday, so I've got this dreamy farm dream of all different varieties, and I want to keep growing them out for seed each year to keep it fresh. But yeah, so I also wanted to note in this video that there are so many different ways that you can, store your seeds, and there's I think Will It Grow in Arkansas Woodcutter talked about this on one of their lives the other day, but they were talking about, you don't need anything fancy really to save your seeds, but coin packets, these little coin packets like this work really well, especially if you're sending them around. Even, plastic bags, if you can keep it, you want to make sure that everything inside is dry before you seal it up. Little used containers if you live in a state where you can purchase some recreation type stuff, then you can reuse those containers. They're really great for seed saving. And then, yeah, just reusing packets, making sure you label everything really well. And then, of course, if you want to keep stuff together, just making sure that everything is really dry. That's the biggest thing. And then storing them, you want to store them in a cooler, dry environment. I keep mine in a shoebox under my bed. Sometimes that works best if you can keep the temperature in your house pretty stable. You can also store them in the freezer or in the fridge. Got some sunflowers. So these are all seeds that I've saved from different places around, whether it's in the community gardens or just kind of walking around. I usually keep a couple of coin packets in my pockets because I'm prone to stop for seeds, and so keep a couple of coin pouches in case I see some flowers or something popping up that, you know, has already gone to seed and you know, might be in somebody's, you know, on those strips in front of somebody's house, or, you know, never taking from people's plots without asking, but yeah, kind of keeping an eye out for stuff. So we got some bell peppers, some grape tomatoes, some scotch bonnet. Those are super hot. More red bell peppers, and then baby bell peppers. So that's just produce that I kind of picked out from the store. So, you know, who knows what you've got there, but it's always worth giving it a try. Seed saving is really magical. You know, seeds are just so resilient, and they hold so much potential and so much life. So it's exciting to be able to grow something of your own from a seed that, you know, you just got from some kind of food or flowers. So you see this one, some smaller marigolds. I found them in a planter on Ogden and Park, and this is the zip code, so just trying to keep everything kind of as local as possible. But yeah, I was just walking around and they had gone to seed, and you know, not something that somebody else was trying to save, so I just snagged some, and we'll see if they grow this year. And we got some Egyptian spinach. It's also called ewedu, from my buddy David. I got them a couple years ago, got those seeds a couple years ago in 2018, so we'll see what the germ rate is this year. I started carrying seed packets in my pockets because I kept finding pocket seeds, and I just don't know what they are. And so I started carrying those seed packets so that I could label them right away. But these are some unidentified pocket seeds. I got some mixed beans from a program that I went through, baby pumpkin, wild garlic. My mom grew some monster patty pans this year. She lives up in the Pacific Northwest, and just some monster patty pans she sent me home with. And so I tried to save some of those seeds. We'll see how they do out here. It's a lot different climate, so. Some Japanese white eggplant. That's a plant that I got from the extension office out here. Actually bought some plants that they were selling at a plant sale, and this was really prolific. It was really cool to have these little baby, you know, they're about the size of a chicken egg. They're amazing when roasted. And I'm not usually eggplant person, but that was pretty cool. Beans. We don't know what year. Baby watermelon, maybe? So a lot of my seed packets, and purple barley, a lot of my seed packets have question marks on them, and that's okay, because I'm not, you know, growing to sell or trying to make, you know, some crazy, you know, consistent crops or anything. This might be my favorite one. Some kind of pepper. Who the heck knows what it is? So that's what they're called now, once I grow them out. Weird yellow pepper. Once I grow these out a little bit, then I get to call them my own. Maybe they'll keep those names, but you kind of get the gist. There's a whole bunch of different types of produce in here. I grew okra one year that did okay. The rest of the years they haven't done really great. So if there's anything that you see in here and you want to hit me up, happy to send a few seeds if you want mystery peppers or mystery melons. Maybe that could be a fun challenge to see who could get something to grow from these random packets. Got some glass gem, and you know, talking about seeds and where they come from, it's really important to know, you know, when you can, who has developed the seed. And so I'll look that one up. I've got that one's a native variety, so I've got the information somewhere. I'll have to look it up. Honeydew melon from Focus Points, which is a another organization. They were selling at the farmer's market, and I really loved that honeydew that I got from them. So we'll see. I imagine they'll grow it again this year, and so I'll probably buy from them instead of growing my own. But always fun to kind of have it there in case you might want it. More kabocha, dill, tulsi or holy basil, flowers from 17th and Ogden, some more of those. Let's see. Got to be careful with these seed packets sometimes because if they get too dry, they'll open up in the back. So got to tape those. Tape that one. Some tomatoes, some lavender seeds, jumbo pink banana squash. I grew one of those this year, or a plant this year, and got a couple of 2 to 3 foot long banana squash. Those were seeds from Baker Creek originally. Honey nut and some sweet dumpling acorn squash. So a lot of these seeds I've saved from produce that people have given me also out of the community gardens around here. That's another way to get, some cool varieties and some hyper local varieties. It's really important, I think, to talk about also when you're thinking about, what grows best in your areas. So, for example, I got these seeds, these Buena Mulata seeds from Baker Creek, and they should grow pretty much anywhere, and they did great out here. But now I've got seeds somewhere in here from the ones that I grew in my zip code, in my garden, and they're now adapted one generation to that exact spot. And so theoretically, if I plant them again there, they should do even better. Training the plants or working with them to kind of adapt them to your hyper local, either your zip code or your backyard or this like one location, around in your yard. The hyper local climate, it's a really cool way to make sure that you're getting the most out of your plants and out of your seeds. So that's one of the really cool things about seed saving is, you get to adapt your own varieties, and if you get seeds from a big company or something like that, then you can kind of see what will happen with it in your own space. So thanks for coming along and doing a little bit of inventory with me, and it's exciting always to open up my box and kind of see what we've got going on in here. Yeah, we'll keep you updated on what gets planted and what germs and what we get going eventually. I'll leave you with bluish flowers from a shrub at Park Avenue in Washington in Denver. All right, peace and carrots.